GTFO is a game. A game about shooting aliens, human, zombie, open-faced nightmares from my sleep paralysis.
Fuck you.
So what's the game about? Well,
That's it.
if you like screaming, there's a lot of that.
I died instantly. Holy shit. Is that...
Watch your ears.
Thank you for saving me there. I took my headphones off as quickly as possible.
But no, really, this game is all about screaming when shit hits the fan. And when does shit hit the fan?
Watch out! Shit, fuck. No, we're live. Bail, 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 bail. Bail to me.
So GTFO, in case the title doesn't tell you everything you need to know, is made by the Payday devs, because they were looking for another one. The game is about sneaking, running,
Start running.
There's a big boy!
screaming, and not shooting things, because that's what you'll be doing for a very long time, especially if you're bad.
Got it.
In GTFO, you are a boy, with potentially 3 other boys. And you must explore a facility of some description. I don't know, it's not really explained. You must sneak kill your enemies, so as to not piss off a mosh pit of naked people. Find terminals and pray that you have someone on your team who was born with an extra chromosome, because they'll need it to access the terminals in the game, which give you everything you need to know about the level, how to progress, where to find healing items, ammo and other useful tools, what little of them there are, that are essential to not dying. But you'll do that a lot anyway. The goal, so far as I can tell, is to go from A to B and then run back to A. And that might sound simple, but don't be mistaken. This game is anything but. There's a variety of differently scented hellscapes from my nightmares to thwart your progress. You see, this game is what I'd like to call a breach and clear game.
He's right here, Liz. So, right in front of me here.
Yeah, I see him.
No, I can't see what's in it.
Alright.
I'm ready when you are.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Give him a smack.
But it's a very quiet one if you're doing your job right. It's a lot like Payday on overkill mode, where there's no perks, and instead of pages on guards, there's narcoleptic psychics. The guards in this game will henceforth be referred to as Sleepy Boys. Sleepy Boys come in a variety of terrifying and disgusting flavors. You've got low boys, tall boys, tall boys,
Big boy! That is a big boy!
Fire.
Oh god.
and not boys, or as I like to call them, hentai.
So, how do we safely move around?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, tentacle, pull back, pull back.
What do the
Okay,
tentacles do?
these ones, the tentacle ones don't respond to noise. But they'll repeat. You see that tentacle right in front of us?
Mm-hmm.
If that touches you, she screams. It
Right!
doesn't hurt you, but that's how they detect you.
That's a terrifying mechanic.
You see, you have to make your way through the levels to collect something called the HSU. Or, as it's commonly known, the thing I haven't even seen yet because I was so bad at the game and I haven't been able to find footage of it. HSU stands for MacGuffin. You see, apparently, the big bad warden, as they call him in the game, wants this thingy before you're allowed to leave, and that means you and your other 3 boys must descend into the bowels of the facility. The game is really fun, and is all about shitting your pants in moments like this one.
Low. Yeah. All right. So what we need to do is
He's coming up.
go back up. Oh,
So do we have a sentry, maybe?
Oh. Fuck! Sorry, I was worried the tennies were gonna get me. What on earth?
that was a flash.
Now what?
Set up.
Yeah, get a sentry down.
I don't have a sentry. It's got no ammo. Behind us, guys. Definitely behind us!
It's really fun, and it has its problems, but it is in alpha, and it makes a great proof of concept. I haven't even beaten the only level in the game at the time, and I love it. The reason why it feels so thrilling is that you'll spend literal hours doing this godforsaken task, and sneaking through hallways and perfectly synchronizing the murder of a couple of enemies, only for one guy to move a little too far in any given direction and piss off the hentai.
No, I'm going for him.
No, Nigel. Kill it now. Fuck.
Fuck, sorry.
Sentry's down now. Sentry's fucking down now.
The sneaking part of the game is rather fun, because it requires you and your friends to synchronize your brains and transcend the mortal plane of latency for one mere moment, in order to not anger the room of sleepy boys. What makes this repetitive sneaking action interesting is the wild card that is the tentacle ladies, or hentais as they are colloquially known. Cause hentais constantly patrol around the room and make everybody freak out with her crazy tentacles as they brush one of your teammates. You not only have to deal with a room of pissed off naked people, but you also have to kill her really, really quickly, or she calls the cops. And by cops I mean horde, and by horde I mean more enemies that weren't originally in the room will start spawning in the adjacent rooms that are near you. This one single enemy changes the entire way you approach the game. Sneaking could get repetitive, and it's mainly because it's a big game of red light, green light, but there's like 5 traffic lights. 5 homicidal traffic lights. So the hentai bitches are quite good at making the game very refreshing. There's nothing like entering a room and then having somebody go, guys? And before you see a red ping on your screen, and then everybody's like, god damn it.
Okay.
Alright.
I felt a thud and my character go, fuck.
The guns are good. Some of them feel weird and clunky, but that is likely by design, because you're a group of prisoners held against your will and forced into this nightmare. But, speaking of clunky, there's a lot wrong with the game, as there is right. There are many run-ruining glitches in this game, and information that you're just not told, so you don't know how to defend yourself from some of these problems. For instance, my friend told me that after a recent run where this happened...
Those 3 there.
Oh, fuck this.
I have to snipe her. She's out of range.
that enemies are grouped in the code, despite being outside of the range that you could normally kill an enemy and not have it be alerted by other nearby enemies. Which basically means that sometimes you'll kill something that you normally would have been able to kill that is perfectly within range of you, but not in range of other things, and it would still piss off those other things. Here's an example.
3.
Good.
We're allowed, we're allowed.
Alright.
Good.
We're allowed, we're allowed.
Alright.
What the hell is up with that shit? Why did this one go off? Of all the ones that could be alerted. Speaking of pissing me off, did you know that sometimes enemies don't die from a fully charged melee, and they'll run around alerting their dumb little friends? I hope that's a glitch. It better goddamn be.
And Skadoosham.
Oh god, I wasn't ready.
Wicked.
Oh, he's still got half a torso.
How the fuck?
There are many other glitches in the game, but it doesn't detract from the concept that we are shown. Because GTFO, at its core, is fun. And it's only an alpha. If the game's bugs are ironed out, and by the looks of it, they're going to be, because in the trailers that have been shown months ago, there is plenty in the game that currently isn't in the game, and they don't seem to be experiencing any of the glitches in the trailers that they have been giving us in the current version of the alpha. I don't know, let's segue real quick. The trailer they've shown us has footage of a more complete game, and it seems that the alpha is an earlier build, or it has a lot of its features ripped out. Like there's this imaging camera that lets you see through walls, which gives you valuable information before you enter. Imagine somebody on the bioscanner is telling you that there's 20 enemies in this room in front of you, and you go, wow, 20 enemies, that's a lot. Let me get out my little camera, scan it, turns out it's a small room. That means there might only be 5 enemies in that room, and then you'll see 15 in the adjacent rooms. No reason to panic. But, without that, I panic. Keep your eyes on this game, because its beta should be up soon, hopefully. And it's by the devs who've made Payday, so I'm sure they're going to get this right. And they've also stated in a dev diary of sorts that there's going to be continuous free content updates to change the game's flow and to keep it refreshing. Only thing I hope to see more of in the future is more enemy variety. More stuff like that hentai bitch, please, because she changed the entire flow of the game in a thrilling way whenever somebody on my team looked at their bioscanner and said, Guys, real quick, I just want to go and gush about some of the fun shit in this game that I've found in the rest of this video. So if you don't like that, just click away now. Otherwise, stay tuned. So the thing I love about this game is its co-op focus. It's really co-op focused. It's prevalent in even the smallest of actions. Like before you open a door and your team does a light check to make sure that your flashlights aren't on so you don't light the entire room when the door does open.
You and Creeper are about the same. I was the lowest and I got the first use.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, now we can.
Light check.
Alright.
Vibe check. That's good gameplay. Another thing is people directing you in the dark with the bioscanner because you're worried that they'll just bump into an enemy in the darkness. And some of these enemies are really, really subtle.
I don't think that's a big guy.
Oh, fuck, move. Come back.
Moments like this where shit is just about to hit the fan.
Oh, she's getting closer. You
Okay.
guys.
Okay, we're gonna have to just
Hang on.
be careful.
Oh, God. Don't come towards me.
Yeah, just see if you can get behind that wall, Lithium.
I'm not even moving at the moment because I've got too many things. It's sitting right above my head.
Yep. I know, just move behind when you can. Be very careful when you do, she's coming.
Moving even closer.
Might be go time. Alright, lift the one behind you is good.
Light her up.
I also love how the computer uses traditional console commands to use it. I don't have any footage of it because it requires, like, the use of ping_locker, you get the idea. The point is I don't know any of that shit, and there's a guy on my team that does, so that's his problem, not mine. Sorry, Shadow. Resource management with your friends is so easy, because everything that they have is displayed. You just find an ammo pouch, well guess what? Press tab and you can see all of your teammates' ammo, and you can tell who needs it the most. Just like, walk up to them, hold E, there you go, done deal. That kind of thing. I also love the perfectly synchronized killing of a couple of sleepy boys, because packs are too close together sometimes, and you'll have to kill a couple without alerting the next group that's also in the room. So how do you do that? You have 4 of you attack at the exact same time, so that you can not piss everything off and get yourselves killed, because sometimes you will be out of ammo. And when you are, gameplay. Another thing I love is when you and your teammates walk into a room and there's this giant biggin of a naked person standing there, and you're just like, we're gonna have to deal with that later.
Oh, he's right around there. I thought he was in a new room.
Oh, another big guy. Fuck.
Man, they're throwing at us today,
Alright.
Okay.
Ready. 1, 2, 3.
Ow! Cunt. Alright, fuck you.
He's missing his leg.
I also love how we end up chuckling over how absurd the game of red light, green light ends up being with your mates.
Ivan.
Vibe check.
Can I get a funny habit check?
Ah, for
good
fuck's
breathing.
sakes. Lith,
Ah,
scare me. Oh.
Breathe.
There's one further back too. For fuck's sake,
It
you
seems
guys
it's-
stop.
It seems it's forgotten my settings because the music's really fucking blaring. Ah, for God's sakes!
Sake. Oh my god.
Lith, you are this close to pissing me off. Holy shit.
Alright.
Ready when you are.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
You charged it, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to swing away. Alright. Creeper.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright, we're ready?
3, 2, 1. Now.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk about what I love about this game. Go find it, go play it. I don't know, beta comes out soon. The alpha just ended and you can only play it with your friends, so I'm very keen to see what other things this game can offer me. It's so much more interesting. A cool tidbit to know is that as you go down in the levels, like the only level that you can play is around the harder medium difficulty. In the menu, it also shows you that there's many more levels to come after it, at least 2 so far, and I'd wager that they'd get even harder down the line. It's just too interesting. The story, everything, the fact that you're a convict, being sent into a facility to do shit that you know nothing about. I want the story. Tell me the story! Anyway, that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like and favorite it if you do. I don't care, really. Anyway, I'm gonna go do this with another video game at some point. If you have a request, let me know. I'm sure there's not many of you watching this right now, so good chance your request will get through. Alright, that's enough for me. See you later. I'm Flexafunk. Catch you, cunts.
From what I've gathered so far, it's a mining company. And they must be outside some kind of government jurisdiction because they're using convicts.
Yeah. I'm guessing they dug into something and it infected people.
Yeah.
And we're sent to clean it up.
Do appreciate the difficulty of the game.
I just realized this really is Deep Rock Galactic. They were mining, but corporate. We have no
Looks
choice.
like I timed it just right.